I got to say, I really enjoyed the book.
I'm glad you read it.
I enjoy a good Venn diagram, and this is chock full of good Venn diagrams, man.
It's true.
Okay, so let's talk about. It's all about connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think it's interesting that sometimes people wait till too late to connect, but
Yeah.
you can always make a connection with somebody, right?
It's exactly what the book talks about, where you are trying to basically find somebody, and how do you can network and meet people all the time, but in reality, what we're looking for is that deep connection where you're overlapping. The example that the Venn diagrams are, if you meet somebody, it's just you're tangentially touching them. But when you really get to know someone, understand what they're all about, and they see what's into your world and what you're all about, then you're really connecting and establishing that strong bond. And those bonds are where business gets done in the workplace, where personal relationships really grow and flourish. And that's where we strive to do, and that's why I wrote the book.
No, I love it. I think it's very interesting. So not just business, like you were saying, but these things all cross different lines. So as you make those connections, you may not realize what that's going to be down the road, right?
Yeah, think of it as when you're networking through all your contacts throughout your whole career, you're touching base with certain people. But the ones that you have those really strong connections with, someone that might end up being, a colleague of yours, could be a boss later down in life. They could be good, close, personal friends. You move into a different neighborhood. If you're socially expanding your circles, these people are the ones who are bringing you into their world and helping you connect that way. And the tools that you work on in the book are things, it doesn't always come naturally for everybody. So part of it is the effort that's required that you need to work on how you connect. Are you ready to connect? And just like a workout, when you need to get your core strengthened, we work on strengthening your connecting core. And there's 4 different muscles that we work on in that core that you work on to really draw people into you. It isn't so much of you going out and meeting everybody and being too forceful. It's really about the unbelievable presence. When someone walks in the room and you know they're a master connector, people are drawn to them.
And you teach people how to do that.
That's exactly
because that is the skill that is hard to learn.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's not hard to learn, it's just that it doesn't come naturally, like you said, for some people. And you're right. I have met so many people in my life that have that ability. Like you just want to be around them, you want to be connected with them.
And there are those that aren't as naturally inclined to go out and connect with people, and yet they can. Because we don't have to be this very showy, life of the party type of person when you walk in the room. You need to be the person that connects on whatever that personal level is with one individual. I work with a lot of technology startup entrepreneurs, and public speaking is not their forte. So to get them to go meet key investors or new clients, or even to interview people to work for them, they might not come off in a way that might connect with someone. But when they work on certain pieces and they really tap into somebody's connecting core, they're able to have that strong connection that works really well.
See, it's very interesting. I didn't think that was something that you could teach somebody. I just thought that was inherently they had it or they didn't.
It's coachable, is really what it is. I think there are certain things, there are people who are great salespeople or those natural communicators, and then there's those who might not be as akin to it, and they feel that they can't connect that way. What I draw out in the book is the ability to work on those different muscles, on how you can become a better connector and really dive into the world of the people that you're working with, and it pays off in many ways.
What was the seed that got you interested in this? Because it is a very particular field, you know what I'm saying?
2 pieces. One, I was one of those natural connectors. I'm always connecting the dots. If I meet somebody, I'm always trying to figure out how I can help bring this person to somebody else and potentially improve their world. And the other part was I couldn't believe how many people did not appreciate how important it is to connect with people and where everything happens. Everything happens faster. A trusted relationship with somebody speeds up the process, whether it's a job interview or closing a piece of business because you trust that person.
Right.
And to stay in that connection zone, if you would, what I call the gold zone, that area where everything comes together, where all the connections meet, you wouldn't believe the potential that companies have had, in my experience and others as well. So that's what I read about.
It's really interesting stuff. Where can people get the book? Because I want them to try this.
They can get it on Amazon.com, and you could also get their link directly on my company's website, Thrive, which is thrivepartners.net.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for writing this, because I think it's absolutely fascinating.
You're
I
welcome.
like to think of myself as a pusher, because I push people into doing stuff. I'm like, you know what you should do, and then hook them up with the person that can help them do the
It's a different form of connecting.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to study this some more, though. Very nice to meet you. All right, back to you, Kip.
Cody's a good